pastor, not lift up the name of the worship leader, not lift up the name of whoever wants to be that special.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, 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 welcome. Good evening. Ooh, good evening, everyone. Where are you watching from? Okay, hey guys, welcome, welcome, welcome to another evening with me. I am your girl Simone, and most of you know me as the Uniquely Me girl. I decided that I would take just do a little bit of shift thing around for 2025, and the shifting is going to be, well, not going to be, it's about just emphasizing the tenets of what my channel is really about, guys. And those tenets are faith, empowerment, and finance. And like I always say, that I'm not a finance, I'm not licensed. So the kind of financial advice that I'm offering or will offer here is not that of a certified or a licensed financial advisor, but more one from my own personal perspective and and the expert advice of a few um, others. So last night we started something, guys. I started a chat here last night. The fast lane. Are you in the fast lane? And the reasons you ought not to be. Well, not that you shouldn't be in the fast lane, but um, the pitfalls basically of being in the fast lane. And so I spoke a lot about those who want to mainly personally develop themselves. I spoke a lot about those who are thinking of doing things like YouTube. You know, you're on a drive for 2025 to empower yourself. And so I spoke a lot about that. I did ask for your feedback. And so I did get feedback, guys. And the feedback was so good that I said, you know what, I need to come with part two tonight. So what do I mean by good? It wasn't a case of saying, oh, Simone, you did well, da da da. No, she actually was sharing that, there were some things while she enjoyed the fact for those who needed to be encouraged for life in itself. She was looking more along the line of what I'm known for, more faith empowerment. So while tonight I will kind of dive into that, I thought I would take it a little bit further, guys, that a lot of us are married, a lot of us are single, a lot of us are in the corporate world, a lot of us are seeking to navigate life in a particular way. And so if I was to give a focus for tonight, guys, is that we will take a more personal and introspective approach, right? Addressing the unique journeys of married couples, of singles, and corporate women. And can I tell her that I'm all of those? The focus is on aligning with your own path, right? Avoiding unnecessary comparisons and recognizing that each lane has its timing and reward. So it's so easy that when we come on social media, guys, we see so many people on social media and it just basically looks so glamorous. But I've always said to persons that I can literally get myself all made up and create, especially with the advent of AI, I can literally create an amazing background that makes you think that I'm sitting on the beach somewhere or I'm in a flight somewhere, when really and truly I'm just sitting in my bedroom in God knows what. right? And but I create it, the reality is what's created makes it seem so real, and so a lot of persons are pursuing phantom things, right? So, as we dive in tonight, we want to recognize that each lane has its timing and its rewards. So, just to recap, what we're looking at tonight, we're looking at navigating life's highways, finding your lane in relationships, in career, and in personal growth. Now, guys, Let's start with the matter of marriage, and I want to talk about that along the line of staying in sync with your partner. Staying in sync with your partner. Have you ever been on the highway, guys? And I can talk more about Jamaica. And you used to have these little unruly people, like two bike men beside each other, and they're trying to put each other their foot on the other person's bike and holding up the lane. Or you have two of those coaster buses that's just the drivers or the conductors are having their own conversation. One is in the left lane, one is in the right lane, and they're just having their own conversation, completely oblivious to the fact that there are persons behind them who needs to go about their business. Well, while that is annoying, the reality of the matter is that when it comes down to marriage, when it comes to relationship, guys, that's there needs to be a sync, right? In other words, there needs to be some form of intertwining, right? Know the speed of your relationship. Know the speed of your relationship. Not all marriages operate at high speed. Yep. Some require seasons of patience and growth. Lord of mercy. Well, I feel like I dive off the deep end tonight. Some relationships require seasons of patience and growth. Comparison to others' relationship can lead to dissatisfaction. I've always given this example when I'm talking to friends that I remember years ago we had two neighbors. We had a neighbor, and I would always look at how the husband would handle the stuff around the house versus how my good husband handles stuff around the house. And I realized over time that you cannot compare. What you see over the neighbor's fence may not necessarily look like what you have in your kitchen, but it is not for you to compare. Remember, every relationship goes at its own speed. Same thing, every car goes at its own speed. So remember again one morning I got to church, and I remember I saw a church sister going in, and she called me the week and she said, Sister Simone, I remember when I was coming in, I saw you and your husband walking up hand in hand to church, and I so yearned for it in my own marriage. And I said to myself, I said, Sister, be satisfied with what you have. Because, guys, that morning, I remember flinging myself on the ground and crying out my heart because of something that he had done. And in a bid to make peace, the Lord found a way for us to make peace. And the end result is that we held hands together and walked to church. She didn't know that I was broken at that point, right? She just saw us walking hand in hand, and it just looked so super. Point I'm making is that know the speed of your relationship, right? Know the speed of your relationship. Guys, communication is the GPS in your relationship. So, I like the modern cars. I love the modern, I love the modern cars with the GPS system. Some of them has these big screens that has all the navigation things on it and the whole works. And for me, having relocated into a first world country, I have seen the benefits of GPS, right? Or I've seen the benefit of Google Maps, so to speak. Being new to somewhere, I needed to be able to move from point A to point B. And so I just realized that I didn't check to make sure that my my mic was at its maximum, but it seems as if it is. So, like I was saying, guys, that um, your communication in your relationship is your GPS. Frequent check-ins, guys. Frequent check-ins like is like turning in to your GPS and ensuring you're heading in the right direction. Um, I give you guys a joke. So I needed to take the bus here in Canada one day. I was going to buy something at the mall, a particular mall, and the GPS, I guess I didn't check the direction in which I should be. So you have the left side and the right side. Based on the side where you're standing, the bus is going to be going in that direction. So I took the bus, and initially it said like I was about 15 minutes from the mall, and I was on the bus for an hour, and I'm like, I've never been to this place before, so obviously I was relying on Google. So I'm looking at Google, I'm looking at the time, and I'm saying, but I've been sitting on the bus for an hour. It's obvious that I am lost. Sure enough, guys, I was very lost because I went this direction on the bus when I really should have gone that direction. So a point I'm making is that, and had I been checking Google Maps properly and looking at my GPS, I would have recognized that I was going in the wrong direction. Guys, in your relationship, as you're navigating life's highway, right? Trying to find your lane in your relationship, you not only do you need to find being sync with your partner, but you also need to be checking in. You also need to be communicating, and communication is, like I said, is like your GPS, right? When your communication is off, guys, let me tell you something, your GPS system is completely off. When communication is off, relationship is going absolutely nowhere. I've been there. I've been married long enough to know, right? I've been married long enough to be an authority to speak on this topic tonight, and don't even think twice. Now, there's some pitfalls, pit stops are necessary. Pit stops along the highway, pit stops are necessary. Take breaks to reconnect, reflect, and recharge. Strong marriages are built on shared growth. Strong marriages are built on shared growth. Again, like I said, I can speak on this, guys, that when you've been married for as long as I've been, or for as long as I hear people 30, 40 odd years, I'm sure they will tell you that they've had to pause a bit. There were times in the marriage when they thought, maybe we need to go our separate ways. We've outgrown each other. But you know what I find? Sometimes you just need a break in that you need to just regroup. Sometimes you need to go on a date. Sometimes maybe you alone need to go on the date with yourself, right? You need to go self-discover yourself and come back. And sometimes you both need to take yourself away. Yourself away from the children. Take yourself away from the busyness of life. I mean, when I think about it, that a lot of us get married young. So, and by the time you got married, you had children. So there was really no time to kind of navigate life and understand what life entails and that kind of thing. And so before you know it, the house is full. You have three, four, five children. You guys are working two, three jobs, just really and truly trying to make the ends meet. And so what you find is that you guys sleep together in the same bed, but it's just a rest, because by as soon as daybreak, you're both up. You're running with the children, he's running with the children, he's gone to work, you're gone to work, and everybody, we're going in separate directions. And then by the time we come in, we're so tired, we just crash in bed, and then we're gone. And so we have no time to connect, guys. Pit stops are necessary. If you're doing the long distance journey, if you're doing the long distance drive, especially if you're driving across border, driving from the US to Canada, Canada to the US, you're in Jamaica, you're driving from Kingston to Montego Bay, not frequent, but occasional stops are necessary. It's the same thing with your relationship. It's the same thing. Stop a while sometime. Stop a while and just reconnect with each other, right? It's important. It's 2025, it's new. Get back into your date night, guys. And date night don't mean that you have to get dressed and go out. Date night just means that you're going to lock your room door and put out the picnic them, get a movie, both of you watch a movie if you want to watch a movie, or you buy a little bottle of wine or something, or a chocolate or something, whatever you guys enjoy doing, or cook a nice dinner, share it out, and you both decide that, well, we're gonna go into our room and we're gonna just pretend as if we are out for a nice dinner, right? But the point of the matter is that you are finding time to reconnect. You're finding time to build back the juice, to build back the attention in the marriage. Might I dare say, some of us have gotten used to what we call quickie. We have not taken time to make love, to fall in love, because we're so in the fast lane. Yeah, guys, I said it. I did say it. I did. So marriage is like a long road trip. Sometimes smooth, sometimes bumpy. Stay focused on your unique journey. So yes, that's marriage for you. So we're talking about navigating life from the standpoint of a married couple or a married woman. Now let's talk about the singles. Singles, embracing the scenic route. Yes, singles. A lot of singles. I mean, I come against singles so often. I have a lot of single friends, and everybody wants to be married, and nothing wrong with that. The joke about it is that the married people wants to be single again. But I would dare say your lane is not stagnant. Singles, your lane is not stagnant. Singleness is not a waiting room. It's an active journey. I'm so gonna do some shorts on this when I'm finished. I am so going to, because these points are amazing. Singles, let me say that again. It's not a waiting room. It's an active journey. Focus on self-development, adventure, and building the life you desire. Yeah, it's an active journey. So a lot of you are waiting until you get a husband before you start moving along, before you start navigating life. No, focus on self-development, focus on adventure, and build the life you desire. Be careful who you let in the passenger seat. Hmm. Be careful who you let in the passenger seat. And guys, if you're just tuning in, I'm your girl Simone. I'm talking about navigating life from the standpoint of a single woman, a married woman, and a corporate woman. Talking about some of the things you can do to navigate life and win. All right. So be careful, singles, who you let in the passenger seat. Not everyone is meant to ride with you forever. Yeah, evaluate the relationships that comes your way. I have this prayer, guys, that I always pray that prayer as a young girl growing up and finding myself in relationships. I had this one prayer: Lord, if this is not your will, mash it up. I pray that prayer every time somebody came. Lord, if this is not your will, mash it up. And I look back now and I see, guys, a lot of the relationships, I laugh to myself sometimes. They just broke up. We didn't, I can't, I never had a bad relationship. Literally, never had a bad relationship. But somewhere along the line, the relationship just, I don't know, God just answered my prayer. He just answered my prayers. And so I can't remember a broken heart. The only time I had a broken heart is that the person I was supposed to get married to was murdered. And so yeah, that was grief. Not even a broken heart, that was grief, right? But the point of the matter is, guys, that not everyone is meant to ride with you forever. Evaluate your relationships. Take the time to evaluate your relationships. I remember a friend of mine, she said, you are like champagne. Don't allow anybody to treat you like a red stripe bear. Now, listen now, we Jamaicans were big on our red stripe bear, so no discrimination to red stripe bear. I'm just saying, guys, that you need to know your value. Singles, you need to know your value, right? And when you know your value, when you know what you bring to the table, you don't settle for any or anything. Because, guys, anything you settle for while you are single, you best believe you cannot change it when you get married, right? So, speed isn't the goal, right? Singles, speed is not the goal. Finding love or purpose isn't about rushing. The right timing creates the best experience. And so I look back at my life and I remember that most of my friends had gotten married, guys. When I look at my peers, I was among the last to have gotten married, so to speak. But I also look back now, and a lot of those who had gotten married before me, the marriages did not last. And did I feel a way when they got married? Of course, because a lot of them were persons I grew up with. They were my peers. They were the people I went shopping with. They were the people I would go to their house and have a good time. But when they got married, a lot of that changed. And so there were times I remember praying and wishing, when am I gonna get married? When am I gonna get married? Right? But timing creates the best. The right timing creates the best experience. And so I am happy that I waited. Now, being single is like a solo road trip with endless possibilities. Enjoy the ride. I usually like to say to persons when I'm going shopping, when I'm going on certain splurging events, I don't want to take anybody. I want to go by myself because that allows me to take in the environment. It allows me to explore. It allows me to make um, proper choices because I'm not rushed, right? So again, guys, singles, um, finding love or purpose isn't about rushing. The right um, it's not about rushing, and it's like a solo trip, right? Enjoy the ride. Now, let me talk to my corporate woman. And yes, I'm not staying here long tonight. It's very quick. My corporate woman, mastering the fast lane without burnout. And I mean, this one is for me as much as it is for those who are listening and will listen. You don't always need to speed. Lord, somebody need to knock that in my head. You don't always need to speed. When we reach certain level in corporate, we really run along with ourselves. And that the truth is that, because especially if you've climbed the corporate ladder, you have increased responsibilities. So you cannot operate as if you are at the bottom anymore. You cannot behave as if you're at the front desk. You are practically, most of the times, you're the one running the business. So you are in the fast lane, right? And so you find that what happens is that when you leave the office, you tend to do the same thing. You're in a rush while you're trying to drive home. You're in a rush when you get home, and if things are not falling into place, you are rushy, right? um Climbing the corporate ladder doesn't have to mean constant acceleration. Let me say that again. Climbing the corporate ladder doesn't have to mean constant acceleration. Strategically, use rest stops like your vacation and self care to avoid burnout. So, guys, you see my nails? Let me tell you, at least every other month or every month and a half, I take time out. I go get my nails done. Where I go to get my nails done, they have a where you do the pedicure, they have a massage chair, and it does a pretty good job of massaging. And so I like to go, I get my massage, I get my feet, they really do a pretty good job with massaging and manicuring, sorry, pedicure, doing my pedicure. After they've cleaned the nails, they do the scrubbing of the feet, then they put the hot rag over it, and when I tell you, a complete package. Then they do my nails, and again, they have this way of doing a really nice massage with my hands and the whole works. Self care is important. Taking your vacation is also important. That's one of the things we corporate people are known to not do. We don't take our vacation, and so we suffer from burnout, right? Choose the right vehicle for your journey. In other words, equip yourself with the right skills, mentor, and network. That's one of the things a lot of us, again, in corporate, we tend not to have a network. Or the kind of network that we have is the kind that is also in the fast lane, always going at a speed, always speedy, speedy. We call him Speedy Gonzalez. Right? Equip yourself with the right skills, the right mentor. That's the next thing. You need a mentor. You need a mentor. Corporate woman, you need a mentor. Don't be a law to yourself. You need a mentor, right? Navigating traffic, in other words, the competition, right? Corporate woman, understand that your path is unique. Focus on collaboration rather than competition. Like I said, for our corporate women, when you have gotten to certain levels, you understandably you are kind of the one in charge, and so you're thinking how you have to try to keep everything afloat. Can I tell you that sometimes collaborating may be the best thing for you rather than competing? Yeah, yeah. Corporate life, corporate life is like navigating heavy traffic. That is so true. Strategic lane changes gets you further than aggressive driving, right? Strategic lane changes gets you further than aggressive driving. Now, general life principles. So I spoke to my married woman. I spoke to my singles. I spoke to my corporate women. But I want to talk to you guys, just my general public. Detours are part of the journey, right? The journey of life. Detours are part of the journey. Sometimes life forces you to reroute. Trust the process and be flexible. I will dare say, you heard me mention earlier, the person that I thought I would have gotten married to, he would have been my life's partner. He was murdered years ago, guys. And so my life rerouted and stuff. But nonetheless, my life rerouted for the better, might I say, because I really didn't I saw what life could have been with him, but he went home to glory early. But thank God, you know. So sometimes life forces you to reroute. Trust the process and be flexible, right? Celebrate your milestones. Celebrate your milestones. Don't wait until the end of a journey to celebrate. Small wins keeps you motivated. Guys, this channel here is probably one of my greatest accomplishments, literally. So I was able, I have no training whatsoever in media. But when I look at what I was able to do with this channel and what I will, by the grace of God, continue to do with this channel, I am already celebrating and giving God thanks for what He has allowed me to do. He allowed me to have been a trendsetter because there are many others I know for a fact that I would have set the pace. They saw what I was doing and they realized that they too could have come in the space, and they're doing far better than I am, doing a lot better than I am, and I celebrate them. But I celebrate the fact that I came out here and I started something. A lot of you need to get up for 2025 and do something, because guess what? When you move, others gets a chance to move as well, because they will recognize that it is quite possible. It is quite possible. I put something out, guys, and let me share something with you. And that's, I'm going to show up for myself here, because you have to understand, why are you showing up? Why are you showing up? Why do you do what you do? Why? What is your why? So last year I started doing these lives, and then I realized that at the time I needed to be increasing my income, and I realized that if I go live, then there's nothing to gain from going live. But you know what I miss? I miss the fact that there were people looking for the message that I was bringing. There were people depending on me to show up with the message to transform their lives, and I disappointed them. Well, I am back. I understand my mission. I understand my purpose. I understand my why. I will set out to do some videos that can allow me to be earn something from it. But I'm going to show up here more doing these lives. I'm going to show up with the morning devotions, and as much as I can come in the evenings. Just look out, guys. If you see something posted, then you know, say, yo, Simone Depan line. But I'm going to show up because somebody is waiting on the message that I have to share. And not if it's not even a message, somebody's looking for at least the action that I'm taking, the fact that I'm showing up, right? So celebrate your wins, guys. Celebrate your wins and don't wait on anybody to celebrate you. That's the thing. I want to say this especially to our married couple and our singles as well. You're waiting for somebody to compliment you, right? You're waiting for your spouse to tell you you're doing a good job. You're waiting on your spouse to tell you you look good. And that may never come. That may never come. And so if it don't come, what happened? If it doesn't come, what happened? You need to celebrate you. You need to get dressed. Get dressed. Find, again, talk about community and network. Find a good community. Find a good network of women that you can hang around, that will motivate you. Not women that will help you to throw the pity party. You don't want to throw the pity party. I have this friend in Jamaica, Latoya. I love her so much. When I go at my pity party, she listens to me for a while and then she says, so what, Simone? So what? So what? Check your network, guys. All right? Your lane will evolve. Your lane will evolve. Guys, by the way, if what you're hearing so far sounds like something that you really needed to hear, drop an emoji in the chat, guys. Please drop an emoji in the chat or in the comment box and let me know which of these tonight, what have I said tonight that really has hit home for you? Is this something that you wanted to hear? I want to hear from you. I want to know your opinion on it. Yeah, I want to hear you. I want to hear your say on it. How are you navigating life? You know, if you're a married woman, how are you navigating the expectations of being a wife? If you're a single woman, how are you navigating the expectations that society lays on you? And corporate women, how are you navigating life as a corporate woman? How are you surviving the fast lane? And when you decide that you're going to slow down and everybody looking at you like, what? What are you doing? Are you trying to fit into the mold that everybody else has created for you? Are you trying to create your own mold? Too many of us are allowing society and life to shape us and dictate to us and determine which path we take. As you saw the thumbnail, guys, I put a road and I'm standing in the road and I say, hey, choose your lane. Seasons change. Seasons change. The slow lane today might lead into the expressway tomorrow. I love that. I love that. I'm so gonna do so many shorts from tonight's presentation because it's just so good, right? What lane? What lane do you feel you're in? Which of the lanes do you think you're in? Are you in the fast lane or you're in the slow lane? Are you in the slow lane and you're looking on and you realize that you're about to get onto the freeway, the expressway? What like what lane are you in? What one area you're feeling pressured, right? You feel pressured to rush. Which area of your life are you feeling pressured to rush? Right? How are you learning to embrace your pace? How? How are you learning to embrace your pace? Guys, I truly hope that you enjoyed my little presentation tonight. Like I said, it's not about the numbers, it's not about being in the fast lane right now. It's about learning to appreciate the fact that one, I have a life. Two, I have the opportunity to show up on this platform. Three, I have the privilege and I'm humbled to at least impact one. If I impact one, if every time I show up here, I impact one, if I show up 6 days for the week and I impact one, that's six persons versus not showing up and not impacting anybody. 6 versus 0, which one you prefer? I prefer the numbers every time. If I go at least 20 days for the month showing up here on YouTube and one person finds substance in what I have done, it means that I've impacted 20 people for the month. And if I do 20 persons per month, there are 12 months of the year, and I do 20 persons per month, at the end of the year, I would have impacted 240 persons. You know what 240 persons can do in their environment? That one person may go and impact 100. And if each person, if I impact 20 and that 20 impact, each of them impact 100, that's 2,000 people. My being obedient and showing up would have impacted. So we talked tonight about navigating life's highway, finding your lane in relationship, in career, and in your personal growth. Guys, as I wrap up, I'll share something with you that while life lessons and my experience um, are here to help you, I have learned that without prayer, without God, without my relationship with Christ, without spending time in God's words, I would be nothing. I would not have achieved anything at all. I have been the recipient of many blessings, many blessings. All my life, God has been faithful, 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 faithful. And so the blessings I enjoy, the things I have been beneficiary of, the blessings, they come from God. So this wisdom and this knowledge that I have, guys, it's compliments of God's grace. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for tuning in tonight. I do hope that you are able, based on what I have shared, you've been able to look back and say, okay, which lane am I in? And which lane do I need to be in? Or how do I take my time to change lane? I think that's what I need to do tomorrow night. I need to look at helping you to change lanes based on where you're at. And yes, sometimes you're in the fast lane and you do need to move over into the slow lane a little bit, right? Don't forget, guys, that along the highways, along the pathways of life, you do need to take a stop. You do need to take time to enjoy the scenic view. You do need to rejuvenate. You do need to reconnect. All right. Let me know, as I said, guys, which of these tonight really impacted you? Which lane are you in? And are you looking for help? Do you need my help? Do you want to talk? Whatever it is, we'll do that. Thanks again. And tomorrow morning, I'll show up here again tomorrow morning, sharing my devotion. And tomorrow night, we'll look at how to change lanes. Thanks, guys. See you in my next video. Bye bye.